Here are quick 3 tips from a maxed out Legion player. The first one we're going to talk about is leveling. The quickest way to level is going to be getting boosted in heroic mode. Usually a 5+ hour grind is cut down to sub 3 hours, and most of the time is spent from like 10 to 30 because the heroic mode doesn't scale well for those levels. If you don't have a friend to boost you, I've boosted plenty of people from YouTube and Twitch, so feel free to leave a comment below and I'll get in touch to boost you or even your alts. It doesn't affect my IP farming, so I'm happy to help. If you don't have a friend to boost you, you're going to be pretty much stuck doing normal quests. You can switch to heroic mode, but I usually found it slowed it down if anything. So I avoided it when I was leveling myself. But if you feel like you can do it, make sure you're using the vouchers to go from Dalaran to turn it on, and then reuse the voucher to take it back to where you were, because you will have to turn it on and off as you level, because you don't scale through your gear as much as you need to maintain the heroic the whole time. The second thing is knowledge. This one is very important if you're trying to play Legion for a long time to get super strong, but it has no benefit towards bronze. So if you're just trying to farm cosmetics, I wouldn't worry about doing any of the knowledge achievements. But if you do want to play Legion for a couple weeks, then I recommend doing the story mode for Zuna and Stormheim and Velshura, and then swap and do the raids and dungeon achievements, and then go back to the High Tauren and Saramar, because those two have the longest storylines. And then whenever you feel strong, you can switch to heroic mode and knock out the elite ones, as well as make sure you're doing your world quests, because you have to get a total of 100, as well as every world boss, which that's going to take multiple days, so you want to start those as soon as you can. The third tip is going to be about eye level, IP, and bronze. I believe your next goal should be to focus on your eye level. Now that they nerfed the Mythic Plus carries, as far as I know, the best road is what I had to do, doing your daily raids and spamming normal dungeons. I do wonder, with the change to Mythic Plus awarding a lot more motes, if the strongest players will be able to boost low level keys for mass stacks motes, but only time will tell for that. And then to talk about IP and bronze, I would recommend any Suramar farm with the OP secret tech that I showed in my previous YouTube video until you're max eye level and insanely high IP, where you don't require the buff to kill elites fast on heroic mode. The higher limit unbounds, I do see the potential of speed farming high mythic plus keys for fragments, but I've yet to see anyone doing this. The other option is open world farming, like the Isle of Watchers that was recently nerfed, that was very strong. Unfortunately, I was focused on getting 740 item level. I missed the farm, and I often like to just play solo or help viewers boost up. I don't know any new group farms, but I have a lot of options for solos on my channel. Finally, I just want to say, enjoy Remix. It only comes around once a year, and I have achieved my goal of becoming insanely strong before anyone else. I'm not quite sure if my future goals, if I'll be returning to Classic WoW, or going for the new data mine achievement of having max IP, and then I believe it's doing a 30 or 40 key. My current worry is, though, is how strong the Isle of Watchers farm was. I've seen a lot of complaints asking for reverts like they did during Mob Remix with the frogs, which has me not wanting to really push my IP any further. You may ask yourself, but I thought you said you didn't farm the Isle of Watchers, which is true, but I did do a world quest over there, and while I was waiting for a friend to do a Mythic 0 of the dungeon on the island, I was killing those mobs. And even though I have all my progress farming other, mainly Suramar areas streamed on Twitch, I ran into the same problem during Mop Remix, where the first week I farmed the bugs on the daily island on the far left side for 8 to 16 hours a day, and I got strong enough I would also start farming the Heart of Fear trash, and then going back to farm the bugs when I'm waiting for the cooldown of 10 runs. But while I was testing areas, as I don't play the betas for these remixes, I did kill frogs and some other units like the pixies and the fire torrents on the top area, which let me turn in a couple of the Timeless Isle quest dailies. While the average frog farmer had 4 to 6k cloak threads, I had over 30,000, and all of that got reverted back to the 2500 just because I had a couple of frog kills and a couple of the daily quest turn-ins. As I've seen a prop pally today with 562 stacks of the limit unbound, and he admitted he farmed the Isle Watchers. I unfortunately do see a rare coming back after dealing with the frog situation. I personally hope they don't revert anything back, because this whole game mode is meant for fun, so if people find broken ways to get super strong, just let it happen, because the amount of time I lost in Mop Remix, we're talking like 30 hours. It literally broke my will to continue playing when I logged in the following day to see my over 30,000 threads gone, and I was playing with a random person I met on there that was a Blood Death Knight who had even more than me by quite a bit, where I never seen him even log back onto WoW. So hopefully they just let us play the way we like to play.